And welcome to the Backwoods Gourmet. Today we're going to make a Venezuelan holiday favorite, a pan de jamon, or in English, ham bread. And we're going to wood fire cook it in the Weber kettle. So y'all stay tuned. So right now I'm building this wood-fired pizza restaurant for a Venezuelan couple, and they are the one that turned me on to the pan de jamon. So I'm like, looked it up on Google, and I'm like, man, that looks freaking awesome. I said I got to try that. So and he told we got to talking about it, and I say, well, I'll have to cook it outside on a grill or something, like that. And he's like, that makes it even better. But so that's what we're going to try to do today. So I'm going to show you the simple things that you need to make this dish. Okay, so it's ham bread. First thing, we need some ham. This is some very good quality sweet ham we got here. Next thing you need is a puff pastry sheet. This is Pepperidge Farms. Now I would make that from scratch, but I have no clue how to do it. So there's only really 4 ingredients to this: the ham, the pastry, and it has to be puff pastry, not pie crust. Okay, puff pastry, olives, and raisins. And you would never really think that this goes together, but somehow it all works. First thing we're going to do is get our pastry ready. Like I said, this is a very simple recipe. If you have this pastry pre-made, we're going to flour our table here a little bit. I'm going to careful. I've warmed this up. It comes frozen, by the way, so you're going to need a little time for it to unthaw. You don't want it to be hot, but you don't want it to be frozen either. You still want it to be pliable, and it's separated by paper so it doesn't stick. Okay, so I'm just going to give it just a little bit of flour. I got my rolling pin here. I'm going to flour my rolling pin just a tiny bit. And we're just going to make sure that it's homogeneous, because it's got that, it's been folded up in that package and frozen. And we want to roll it out a little thinner than what it comes out of the pack. Okay? But we still want it to be square. Okay? So we'll just roll it a little bit, trying to keep it square, which I'm no baker. Okay? I'll tell you that right now. I am no baker, but I try to make it evenly about, I would say, a third as thick as it was originally out of the package. Okay? Alright, and you just want to make sure it's not sticking to your table. Okay? So here we did a good job. This stainless steel table really works great for this, for working with doughs. Okay? So that looks perfect. Now, couldn't be easier. We're going to grab our ham. Now these were round slices when I got them, and I cut them in half because we want to stay back an inch from the edges, and we're going to lay a border of ham all the way around. And the better quality this ham is, the better this is going to turn out. Okay, because it's still the star. I usually go with like 2 pieces and 1 for the middle. Alright. Now, that looks pretty good. Coming in with olives. Now you can get totally nuts with the olives patterns on this thing. I'm gonna, since these are giant ones, these are queen olives. Alright, they're the biggest ones they make. So I'm going to lay mine all out. I had to cut them in half because they're so big. And they're delicious, by the way. I'm going to put like maybe 2 rows of them on here. Now, the surprise ingredient, which I would have never thought in a million years that this would go together. These are just plain old, good old California raisins. But something really happens. You want to make sure they're not all stuck together. You know how raisins will stick together. You don't want big clumps. You want them scattered out all over your ham. And we're trying to keep everything within this square of the ham. We'll see why in a second. And, you know, you can go more or less. Just make sure they're kind of evenly dispersed. At this point, you can put cheese on here also. The traditional one does not have cheese, but they have some versions that do have cheese. And it will be pain de jamon with queso, which is cheese. So, I'm going to make a plain one this time. This is more traditional. Alright, so all we need now is a brush and some water. We're going to dampen all the edges so this will seal up. Okay, stay with me, guys. I'll see where we're going with this in a second. Okay, just got my silicone brush and plain old water. Alright, I'll damp that flour, make the edges of that pastry dough sticky. Alright, so we're going to come in here with our big knife and just give us a little bit of help, and we're going to start rolling it. And a big cleaver like this or a big wide chef's knife will help you get it started. So we're rolling that first row of olives right up in the dough. Now after that first roll, I'm kind of going to press it down where it's wet. That'll help seal it as we go. Okay, just going to kind of, each roll I'm going to press it down. Okay, we want to seal everything inside. Alright, now we get right down to the end. We know we got the end of the dough coming up. Tuck all these guys in real good. And then we got a wet edge there, so we got to kind of figure out where our wet edge is going to hit here. So I'm going to kind of moisten that up a little bit so that when we come over the bottom, that's going to stick right down there, tucking them down. Okay, seal it up. That seam of your pastry right on the bottom. Alright, it's like a nice, beautiful log. Alright, now we'll get it ready to bake. So we're going to carefully transfer it from our table up onto a pan, and then we'll clean everything up and I'll show you the next step. Last step to the prep, we have a mixture of bacon grease and butter. Oh my God. We're going to paint that whole thing, that mix, and it's going to make it crispy, flaky, and flavorful. So make sure you get all the flour that's on the outside kind of wet, and I'll give it a beautiful golden brown color when it's done. So that baby's ready to go on. So we're getting our fire ready right now. Alright, here we go. We're going to set up the Weber kettle grill for baking. First I'm going to start with a pile on each side. I got almost a full chimney of Kingsford lump. I'm going to put a few at the ends and kind of complete the circle around. Try to make sure that your ones on the sides are equal. And if they don't turn out that way the first time, go ahead and move them around with some tongs. Get a few more down this way. Okay. That's like getting hot already. Alright. A few on the ends. Nice pile on both sides. Alright. On with the grill. You want your holes, your opening holes, right over those two piles on the sides. Close that guy up. Alright. Make this a nice baking surface right in with the Lodge cast iron griddle. I'll put the lid on and let that preheat to 400 degrees. Here on my damper door, I've got it marked, some little scratches in there. This one being wide open right here. So I'm going to like 3/4 of the way open. That should get us close. Yeah, you know, we can adjust from there. It's easier to ease it up than to try to back it off. Alright, Weber saying 405 there, saying 405 here. First Weber product I ever had that the thermometer was accurate. So we had our griddle preheating in there for about 5-6 minutes. So time to put on the pan de jamon. The first thing we're going to go ahead and do is just paint that middle of that surface with just a little bit of our butter and bacon grease. Actually, you just paint the whole thing. It's going to give better seasoning on it. It's just like the oven. Now here comes our pan de jamon. Now we're going to be very careful with this thing. Right in the center. Get right on. I'm going to monitor our temp. Keep it at 400. So the pan de jamon is on the kettle grill. Now baking time, it's going to vary depending on your grill. If you keep that sucker right at 400, it'll only be about 15-20 minutes, okay? 15-20 minutes. But we're going to just keep an eye on it, keep peeking in there on it. When it's golden brown, it's going to be done. And it's going to be awesome. Alright, so this baking on the grill thing, I can only think of a couple of different kind of grills that this is going to work on. One's being the one we're using here, the Weber kettle. You can buy that right on our Amazon store. So check out the link in the description box below to take you to our Amazon store where you can find a great deal on the Weber kettle grill. The other one's going to be the Big Green Egg or the other knockoff versions of the Komodo cooker where you have a ceramic dome. Those are also great for doing wood-fired bacon. Yeah, we would love to have one of those Komodo cookers. So if any of you guys out there are suppliers of the Komodo cooker, would like us to do a review and to add Komodo cooker to our channel, hey, hit us up down in the comments section and we'll be happy to do some reviews. So if you guys got any doubt that you can hold the Weber kettle grill at a specific temperature and bake like we're doing right here right now, check this out, okay? And it's been set like this for quite a while now. And this is the Maverick. This is the Maverick probe right in there. There you go. All right. 401 on the Maverick. 401 on the Weber thermometer. But don't go by that Weber thermometer. I'll tell you that right now. This is the greatest grill products ever made. I don't know why they can't get that thing consistent. Because on my Smoky Mountain sitting right back there, that thing's off by like 50 degrees. This one just happens to work beautifully. But I always use the backup. I've been about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. We're going to go in and take a look. Starting to get golden brown. All right. Looking pretty good. We'll give it another 5. Still sitting about 350, so we just open it up a little bit more. Try to keep it at 400 as the coals burn down. That's Kingsford, so it burns down pretty fast. So it's time for the plate. Just going to go ahead and start arranging them like shingle style right on our long plate. Really showing us the wrong way. There you go. This is one of those things that, you know, you wouldn't think would be a great combination, but somehow it just works. There you go. Pan de Jamon, Backwoods Gourmet style. It's different than probably anything you've tasted in American food. But somehow the ham, the olives, the raisins, the salty, sweet, savory, all kind of combines with the bread, the puff pastry, and it's delicious. Okay, it's delicious, guys. So, you know, if you're looking for something special to make this holiday season, try this. Try it out. You know, you don't have to cook it on the Weber kettle like we did, but of course that would be awesome. You could do this right in the oven, 400, with the puff pastry, and it's just one of those things. Mrs. Backwoods has been eating these since I started making them, like, you know, a couple, 3 days ago. And there's just something about it that just wants you to come back for more. Hey, thanks for watching the Backwoods Gourmet. If you like what we're doing, hit that subscribe button right over there. Check out our last video, it's right up here. And to see a whole playlist of our favorites cooked on the Weber Kettle Grill, check them out right up here. We'll see you next time.